Hello, Malcolm here, and welcome to the Sunday Sample for Corporate Worship Matters. And today we are taking our final look at the topic of posture in corporate worship, all of which has been based on a chapter in this book, Participating in Worship, by Craig Douglas Erickson. And today our final issue is that of folding hands, putting hands together, folding hands, perhaps interlacing the fingers. And you say, well, this is no big deal. Well, let's just think about it a little bit today. I think it's not the biggest issue we've discussed in the last, 11 episodes, including this one. But it's something worth thinking about. I was rather touched by this point at the end, near the end of the chapter in the book. So the issue of the folding of hands, the holding of hands together. Now, what's your natural posture of prayer regarding your hands? What do you do with your hands? An earlier episode we looked at the raising of hands. What do you do? Is it generally raising hands in prayer? Is it placing them in your lap, holding them together? Is it holding them up in a very traditional sense, like perhaps a lot of us were taught as children? What do you do with your hands? It'd be interesting to see the variety of things that we do. Let me quote to you from the book what Eriksson says about this. Despite modern popularity, the joining or folding of hands in prayer is a posture that's unknown in biblical and early Christian traditions. It likely originated, and I think this is fascinating, it likely originated from feudal rites in which vassals joined their hands between the hands of their lord. Consequently, folded hands may be understood to express submission to God's will. So I'll try and demonstrate this on the video, but you'll have to use your imagination. So you put your hands together and you're a vassal and you go to your lord and you're indicating your willingness to continue to serve him, perhaps as a vassal. And then it would have been a he, would place his hands around yours and enfolding yours. So you've got your hands inside his hands, whether as a ball, more like this perhaps, or whether flat like this, and his hands around yours. And there's a submission there, which is interesting, powerful, a little scary as an image, doing that with another human. But what about that image regarding between us and God, our Heavenly Father? We're saying, you guide me, here are my hands, take them where you want them to go. I'm giving my hands willingly to you. I'm surrendering, in a sense, my control over my hands. I think there's something quite powerful about that image, and I rather like it. You can pray like that, imagining God putting his hands around yours, his loving, benevolent hands around your own. What do you think about that idea? In that posture, we become weak. We become surrendered. But in a healthy way, isn't it? My hands are within his hands, but that's of course where they should be, where they were designed to be. Now, of course, we know that God gives ownership of our hands back to us, and we have to go and choose what we do with our hands. But perhaps in prayer, putting our hands together, at least is in part reminding ourselves that our hands are in his hands. And we want him to direct our hands to do the work he wishes and plans for us to have. And perhaps there's a place for that in personal prayer, but perhaps there's a place for it in corporate prayer. Perhaps could we ask our congregations to join their hands specifically with this image and then pray and imagining God's hands around our hands? What would that be like corporately together as a congregation to do that, I wonder? So what do you think about this? Let me know what you think. I'd be interested. Please leave a comment anywhere you hear or see this recording, and leave it publicly so that we can learn from each other, because we learn best when we're learning in community. If you know anybody who might benefit from this, please pass the link on, hit the like button, the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, leave a review if you could, that'd be wonderful. And I hope the next time you gather with all of your friends to worship our great God, your experience will be that of Psalm 100 and verse 2, which says, worship the Lord with gladness and come before him with joyful songs, maybe even with your hands folded. Until the next time, take care and God bless.